So first of all, I'm not really trying to be political right now. Okay, I'm not trying to take some kind of a political stand. But you know what? I think that when you come out as transgender, that there are kind of some different ways of thinking that the women around you assume that you have. That if you're telling them I'm one of the girls, here are some things that they assume you think. Okay? Number one is feminism. Now, I'm not talking about bra burning, hairy armpits, men all stink feminism. But they obviously assume that you believe in the equality of the sexes, that men and women should receive equal pay, that when there's some woman somewhere and she's not making the same money as a man in a role, that you think that's totally outrageous. Okay? They don't want to hear you talking about, oh yeah, those guys have more dangerous jobs, or any of the BS arguments that men would give about that stuff. Okay? They assume that you completely support the equality of the sexes because all women do. And women that don't, it is like there's something really screwed up about that lady. What's wrong with her? Okay? Number two is sexual objectification. Women recognize when another woman is good looking and when there's a man that's good looking. But women don't really see people as sex objects. Okay? And it's hard to know what that means, honestly, if you're not a woman. But, what it means is women don't like being seen as not a person, or as their value is somehow tied to their sexiness. Okay, and they're somehow measured as a person by how sexy they are, and they are seen as a that. I would hit that. They're not really seen as a person. That's why I say, you know what? You cannot be checking women out when you are in femme. You can't be doing that. Super creepy. So women will assume that you do not see women as sex objects. Okay, if you're saying you're a woman, you don't see them as sex objects. Even if you like women, you don't see women as sex objects. Okay? Number three, and this is related in a lot of ways to the feminism, but men's and women's roles. This is kind of where the rubber hits the road. What it means is you're not afraid of stepping into women's roles or having men step into men's roles. You don't really believe that men's and women's roles in society are different. I was having lunch once a while ago with a couple of friends of mine. It was a husband and wife couple. And they were kind of getting into like a halfway friendly argument. It was kind of like, you say you're a woman, but I still do all the housework. And so my trans friend was like, well, I do all the yard work and stuff like that, and I work on the house and blah, blah, blah. And, you can tell that the wife was like, yeah, that's totally bullshit. No woman wants to be doing all the housework. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, you say you're a woman, when it's Thanksgiving or Easter or Super Bowl Sunday or anything else, and the meal is done and all the women step up to clean up, you need to get your ass up too, sister, and start cleaning regardless of how you're dressed. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, kids need watched, shopping needs done, laundry needs done, things that are typically women's roles. You need to kind of be jumping in on some of that shit now. Okay? I'm not saying that womanhood equals housework, but it's got to be clear that you don't have this idea that those things are women's work. Because you might think, well, if I do it, then aren't I saying that it's women's work? No. If you're not doing it, it says that you don't think you're a woman or you're too good for it or something. So you need to be jumping in on that shit too, that is typically thought of as women's work. Because men don't do it because they think it's women's work. And they don't want to be brought down or something. And you know what? Your woman might put up with that bullshit. But if you're saying you're a woman now, okay, you need to be jumping in and helping out with that shit too. Just some friendly advice, sisters.